Chances are you've dealt with an Uber or Lyft driver or someone who works for Airbnb. They are independent contractors or freelancers. They represent a growing number of Americans who are choosing that route of employment, even in more traditional jobs. The growth of independent contractors is fueling the so-called gig economy. Joining me right now is Christopher Kai, founder and CEO of the Mathem Group. Also still with our panel here, LaDon Jones, Rashad Ritchie, and Minister Vivian Childs. Christopher, let's talk about this here. So some of us call it a side hustle. Some of us call it, that extra job. But again, people are realizing that they have X amount of time in a day, and they're saying, I can do more than my regular job, so why not go to my side hustle?
Yeah. I mean, a third of the working population, Roland, in the U.S. have some kind of gig capacity. And whether they're Uber, Lyft, I mean, let's say the average American only has about $1,000 in their savings, 69%, but like the Airbnb, they make about $6,000 a year. So for me, I created an online training program where I teach entrepreneurs how to become global speakers, and so they can choose to work part-time, full-time, but it gives you this massive ability of flexibility.
Well, it's interesting because, again, for so long we heard about bed and breakfasts, and then all of a sudden Airbnb comes out, and now you have people who are renting out their homes, apartments, condos, you name it, because they're not always there, and that company now is worth what?
I don't know how much they're worth, but they're all, a lot of them are billionaires, and they have 150 million users, 150 million around the world.
Okay, so somebody who's sitting out there watching right now, and so they want to go that route. What are you telling them they need to do? Because it's not just so simple as, okay, I'll just rent out my place, or I'll just go ahead and just start driving for Uber.
Well, the thing is, like with Airbnb, I mean, you just find out if you have a room or an apartment or a house, look at other listings on Airbnb, and just look at how they approach posting their house, because at the core, it is your house, right? So you need to be careful, but there's various reviews out there, so it just allows you to just find extra income. I have a friend that does very well for himself, covers his entire mortgage just Airbnb-ing his 2 rooms in his house.
Really?
In Los Angeles.
Now, hold up. So so you said rooms. Is he there when they're there?
He's on the 2nd floor with his girlfriend, and then on the bottom floor, he has 2 rooms that he rents out.
Let me help y'all out. Roland ain't doing that. Just letting y'all know right now. Okay, who has a question? Rashad, we'll go to you because you got about 18 side hustles. You probably have just under the number that I have. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I try to be. All right, so I'm from the hood, so everything is a hustle for me. When it comes to the Airbnb, the Lyft, the Uber, are they monetizing enough for the time that they have to spend doing those types of side gigs?
Well, again, it depends on how much they do it. Sometimes they do it for a few hours, but it gives you that flexibility, right? So I'm in Los Angeles. A lot of these actors and actresses, they just have more time for some, monetary income. I mean, some supplemental income, right? But again, the gig economy isn't just about Airbnb and Lyft. It's like, I have an online training program. I have a lot of clients that are coaches online. They speak around the world. So it's just really about independent contract gigs. So it's not a 9-to-5 job, which is traditional. It's about, well, when do you want to work? How do you want to work? Where do you want to work?
I wonder, though, is there a way for people to know and be prepared for changing laws? Here in Georgia, they just recently changed the law that's going to require Uber and Lyft drivers to pay certain taxes, and that's one of a handful of states, and the laws are starting to catch up. How do people get into the gig economy but protect themselves?
Well, at the core, it's about really just researching what's online, and Uber and Airbnb, they're all constantly being bombarded by various laws. So it's really about reaching out to them and making sure that what the laws are, and it's about it is changing rapidly.
Vivian?
I'm interested also, being an author, I guess that's my sidekick if you want to call it that. But I ride a lot of Uber. So, and I was thinking the same question that she had just asked. How would that affect the price that we're paying now for Uber with the regulations that are coming forward?
Yeah, I mean, this is like a global thing. This protest in Paris and UK. So for me, I speak more on the overarching gig economy. But at the core, it's changing so much that answer, I don't even know if Uber can answer that.
So what are you advising people? So there's somebody sitting out there who's watching right now. They're listening. They say, okay, I want to do something along these lines. And so what's that process to go through in terms of this is the best thing for me? So whether it's Uber, whether it's Lyft, whether it's Airbnb, what other type of gig economy jobs that are out there as well?
So you look at something like Udemy or lynda.com. Udemy has 20,000 instructors online teaching 45,000 classes to 15 million students. Now, 15 million students are more than
called Udemy?
Udemy, udemy.com. It's an online education platform. So if you wanted to teach on your book, you could, and charge a fee for it.
Or let's say we do with television production, teaching people how to shoot video.
Yeah. Or I
Okay.
teach people how to become a speaker or an online coach. So you as an author, you can find better gigs online because I sit in my home office in Beverly Hills. I'm talking to 200 people on a webinar. They like my programs. They buy it online. That's never been possible ever until now because the online training space is $107 billion. So anyone that wants their side hustle.
Oh, the online training space is $107 billion?
$107 billion.
Wow.
Okay.
$107 billion with a B.
Not bad.
That'll get your attention.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But does this economy give millennials some type of advantage over the older generation, and
Hell
is
no.
it sustainable?
Again, remember, if I'm sitting in my home office and I'm staring at my computer screen doing a webinar with 200 people from around the world, anyone can do that. And if you're older, you have more experience. So the
Right.
bottom line is you're teaching someone a solution that they might have that is solving their problem.
Well, see, that's the key there, and I think that's one of the mistakes. So you have millennials who might know the technology, but they don't have the history, they don't have the actual knowledge. And so the key, though, for those folks who are in their 40s and the 50s to not be afraid of the technology and then say, wait a minute, I possess something that I've accrued over 20 and 30 years, and it's just sitting there.
Yeah, like I have a client, he's had 58 companies in the last 30 years, he's raised $500 million. He's in his 50s. He's loving this because it allows him to reach people he's never had a chance to reach.
All right, then. Well, look, how can we get more information, Christopher?
My website is christopherkai.com. Last name is Kai.
All right, then, man. We appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
And for this called the gig economy. And I'm all down for the side hustle. A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not going to let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.